So the next video for our discussion is research design. Let us understand what is research design. So research design, we can simply say it is the overall plan or the blueprint that guides a researcher how a research study will be conducted. So research design actually helps the researcher to outline what data is required to be collected, from whom the data is to be collected, how the data is to be collected, and how it is to be analyzed, so that finally we should be able to reach to the informed decision make. So the important components of research design is what questions to be asked. It all depends upon your research objective, what you're wanting to achieve. The second is who will be your sample or who is your population, so that you will be able to understand whom to ask the above research question. Then how to ask this question, that will help you in terms of developing a structured questionnaire and also help you to decide on which method of data collection you will be selecting. And finally, how are you going to analyze the collected data? That is understanding on analysis techniques, so that the data that is collected can be analyzed, and the interpretation should help you in terms of reaching to the informed decision making. So research design plays a very important role because it provides a clear direction to the researcher whom to approach, how to collect the data, analyze, so that you should be able to reach to the end objective of your research, that is to take the correct informed decision. So it also ensures the reliability of the outcome of the study. If you are selecting the correct research design, it will also help you in terms of saving your money, time, efforts, etc. Since the research design also helps you in terms of developing the right questions, so you will be able to collect the right information, and hence the informed decision will be more right, more correct. Suppose you are conducting a survey without any plan, that is, without a research design, you might ask wrong people the wrong questions and end up with the useless data and, of course, a wrong informed decision making. And hence, selecting the right research design plays a very important role. There are various types of research design, and the researcher has to select the best research design depending upon the research situation which is available in front of him or her. The first type of research design is called as the exploratory research design. This research design is selected when the researcher knows little about the problem situation, and the researcher want to explore it more so as to get the detailed insights. So the objective of selecting exploratory research design is to explore and discover more knowledge, more deeper insights about the problem situation. The second type of research design is the descriptive research design, when the researcher want to describe what exists or how it is exist at its actual. That means the goal of this type of research design is to describe the characteristics or phenomena as it is. The third type of research design is the causal, that is cause and effect, or also called as the experimental research design. When the researcher want to find out the cause and effect, that is the impact of something, that is the independent variable, on some other thing, that is the dependent variable. The goal of this type of research design is to establish the relationship between the two or more variables, or to study the effect of one variable on the other variable. And the fourth type of research design is the correlation research design. This research design is selected when the researcher want to find out the relationship or association between two or more variables. Now, since we are aware of these are the four types of research design, it is the researcher who have to decide which research design he or she is going to select so as to reach to the final informed decision making stage. So let us understand when exploratory research design can be selected. Suppose there is a situation that a new cafe owner notices very few young customers are visiting to their cafe shop. That means the number of customers are satisfactory, but the young customers are less in numbers. So obviously the first thing that comes in the mind of the cafe owner is the research question. Why are young people not coming to our cafe? So the approach will be conducting the informal interviews with the young customers to understand the reasons why they are not preferring to come to this cafe shop, or what are their expectations which will ensure that teenagers will visit to the cafe shop. The cafe owner can even explore further by observing the competitors cafe by means of focus group, to explore the possible reasons like pricing, ambience, menu, location, social media presence, etc., so that accordingly the correct decision can be taken so as to attract more of the young customers. So, exploratory research design will be more suitable into this type of situation where the problem is not clearly been defined and the researcher want to understand the actual causes or reasons of the problem. Now let us understand when the descriptive research design will be more suitable. Suppose a smartphone company wants to understand their customer profile before they make a decision to introduce a new model of smartphone. So the research question will be, what are the characteristics of our smartphone buyers? Means the existing customers of this company, what are their important characteristics? So here the company can conduct a survey of their existing 1000 customers to describe what is the age group of their customer, what is the income level of their customer, what are the preferred features of smartphones these customers are considering before making a purchase decision? What is the frequency of purchasing smartphone by this existing customer? And what is the level of brand loyalty of this existing customer? So this type of research design will help the company to understand the data in the form of like 65% of their customers are aging between 18 to 35. That means most of the customers are young age customers. These customers prefer more of their cameras over the battery. And suppose, for example, 55% of the buyers buy a new handset every 2 years. So, this is the existing phenomena from the existing customer, and based on this data, the companies will be able to plan the new model of phone, the frequency, and the set of expectations that their young customers will be carrying. So that right product, right targeting to the customer will help the company to get more sales and profitability. Let us understand when the cause and effect research design should be selected. For example, an e-commerce company wants to know if offering free delivery increases purchasing decision of their customers or not. So the research question will be, does free delivery cause an increase in sales? Approach will be, there can be two group of customers or two different cities. In one of the city, the company will be charging the regular delivery charges, and in another experimental city or experimental group of customer, the company is offering free delivery. And then the sales can be compared between these two groups. Suppose the possible finding is the free delivery increases sales by 35%, providing a causal relationship between these two variables. So the company now can take an informed decision that hence onwards company will offer free delivery, no charges to the delivery, that will ensure the company to get more sales and more profitability. Similar to that of cause and effect, the correlation research design also involves two or more variables, and here the researcher wanting to find if there is any relationship or association between the two variables under the study. So let us discuss a situation. Urban Line fashion brand notices a sales fluctuation into their product category and wants to understand what is it related to. The research question will be, is there a relationship between social media engagement, customer satisfaction, seasonal patterns of purchasing the product, and the monthly sales of their product? So here the company can have an approach of collecting 12 months data on all of the above variables so as to find out the relationship between these all variables affecting to the sales of their product. The possible finding of the study could be the social media engagement of the customer, and that shows a positive strong relationship. That means more the social media engagement of the customer, more will be the sales of the product category. That can be shown with the value R is equal to 0.82. That means R is the regression value. If it is closer to 1, that means there is a strong relationship between the two selected variables. And here social media engagement is one variable and the sales of the product is the second variable. The another outcome could be the customer satisfaction. That is, if the customers are satisfied, it is affecting to the sales. And if the R value that comes to 0.56, that means it is little away from value 1. That means there is a moderate relationship between customer satisfaction, and sales of the product. Season, like say summer, there is a negative correlation. The value of R is minus 0.45. That means season has no relationship with the sales of the product. Now, since we have discussed four different situations to understand which research design will be more suitable into the given situations, you should be able to understand and identify the variables, and then you have to decide how you are going to conduct the research so as to reach to the conclusion, and accordingly you have to select the suitable research design. Selecting the right research design, you require to ask certain questions to yourself. How much do you know about the given situation? If you know very little, then you should opt for exploratory research design. If you know little bit about the given situation, then you can think of going with the descriptive, casual, or correlation research design. The right research design selection also depends upon what is your main goal. If you want to explore or discover more knowledge, more information about the given situation, then you should be selecting exploratory research design. If you want to describe the existing phenomena as it is, then you should select the descriptive type of research design. If you want to find out the cause and effect association between two variables, then you can select casual or experimental research design. And when you want to find out the relationship or association between two variables, then you should opt for correlation type of research design. Now, since we have discussed four different types of situations and four different types of research design, but in examination, suppose you are being given one situation and now you are asked which research design you will select. Obviously, you can study a given situation either of the given four type of research design, but the selection of research design will depend upon your objective of research, what you wanting to achieve, how you are going to conduct the research. Suppose here the scenario given is Netflix notices their users are cancelling the subscription. So if you want to explore what are the reasons why these cancellations are happening, based on whether the cancellation is based on content, price, competition, and accordingly the company want to take the decision, then here you have to opt for the exploratory research design. The Netflix, if Netflix want to understand the demographics, viewing habits of the customers who are canceling their subscription, then you have to select the descriptive type of research design. If you as a researcher wanting to conduct an experiment by offering discount to see if the users can reduce their cancellations, then obviously you have to select the casual cause and effect type of research design. And if you want to study or analyze if the cancellation rates are related with the content genre preferences or viewing frequency, then you have to select the correlation type of research design. Ultimately, it is the researcher who will decide how the research is to be conducted, what is his or her objective. You have to select the right research design so as to reach to the right conclusion of taking the informed decision.